Shalom, Makion, Wagwathion. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash. I'd like to proceed with the lesson. We're giving double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who do well and teach well. Without further ado, I was just meditating on some things, man. You know, I got some family members and they, believe in the Christian church, man. But they always go into, oh, the whole world can be saved and things of that nature, man. The things a regular Christian would say. That what's that one precept that they always back up with, John 3:16, for God so loved the world, but it's not really going into the context of the whole world, man. You know, and Esau Edom, he's changing up, the meanings on the blue letter Bible. It's not it doesn't go into what it said before, where it would say, of the certain families, man. We know this sly devil, you know, is trying to take the word from the internet, man. Esau Edom, the so-called white man. But without further ado, I'm going to read this one. I don't want to ramble too much. Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 4. And thou even thyself shalt discontinue from thine heritage. So, let me read from the top. Jeremiah 17 and 4. And thou even thyself shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not. For ye have kindled a fire in mine anger, which shall burn forever. And that forever just means for a long time, man. You know, but it's going into how, the Israelites, you so-called Negro, Latino, Hispanics, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians, you know, don't know who you are, man. Let me get that. Let's see. Roughly paraphrase. I don't want to butcher it. So, I'm doing a little walk and talk, man. Just waiting for my ride real quick. Okay, this is the book of Proverbs, chapter 1, verse 22. No, that's not it. So, Jeremiah chapter 4, verse 22. It reads, for my people is foolish. They have not known me. They are sottish children, and they have none understanding. They don't have the understanding that, of the precepts, man, the understanding of the dark parables, man. Hey, the Lord has blinded their eyes, man. It reads, they are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge. But the main point in this is they have none understanding, you know, and they have, I'm just going to paraphrase it, they have a zeal. You know what? I'm going to just pull it up, because I'm going to just let it, speak for itself. Let's see. It's the book of Romans, chapter 10, verse 2, and it reads, for I bear them, so Romans 10 and 2 from the top, for I bear them record that they have a zeal of God, but not according to knowledge. They know his name, but even then, some people don't even believe that the Most High's name is Yahweh. They still call on God and Jesus Christ, Papa Dios, Jesucristo, That's not his name, man, you know. And that goes into, how they, how they hid the identity, man, changed our names, man. It's a curse, man. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whether the Lord Yahweh, right here, whether the Lord Yahweh shall lead thee. Lord, all caps means Yahweh. Let me read from the top. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whether the Lord shall lead thee, the Lord Yahweh. You know, that's why we're called Mexicans, niggas, Negroes, coons, beaners, spicks, any name, man, any name, but the true chosen people of Israel, man, the Israelites, man, the Hebrew Israelites, man. You know, going to the the tribes, Judah, Levi, Benjamin, Ephraim, the northern kingdom, man. Ephraim, all the way down to Issachar, man. You know, they don't call us by those names. They call us anything else under the sun, man. This is the book of Romans, chapter 11, verse 7. What then? Israel hath not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election hath obtained it, and the rest were blinded, man. You know, the elect is gonna understand this, man. You know, because at the end of the day, it's the Lord. He picked us, man, to preach the truth, man, to preach the truth about what's coming, man. You know, being a watchman for Israel, man. You know, blowing that trumpet for the destruction to come, man. You know, let me read it again. Romans 11:7. What then? Israel hath not obtained that which he seeketh for, man. It's talking about the 12 tribes of Israel right here, man. But the election hath obtained it, and the rest were blinded, man. You know, Amos chapter 3, verse 7. Let me just, I gotta grab that real quick, man. You know, just rolling through the spirit. You know, Amos chapter 3, verse 7, surely the Lord Yahweh will do nothing but he revealeth his secret unto his servants the prophets. You know, and he uses the mouthpiece of the prophet to tell you people, man. You know, going back to, what I was saying, man. You know, they say, going back to the Christians, man. You know, they say that everybody can be saved, man. But what does this say, man? Romans chapter 9, verse 4. Who are Israelites to whom pertaineth the adoption and the glory and the covenants and the giving of the law and the service of Yahweh and the promises, man. You know, who's the forefather, man? The God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, man. You know, the 12 tribes of Israel, not these other nations, man. It doesn't say who are Moabites to who pertain to adoption. No, man. It's talking about the 12 tribes of Israel, man. The Israelites. Yasharala, man. This is the book of First Corinthians, chapter 3, verse 19, and I'll close out on this. Speak on it a little bit. For the wisdom of this world is foolishness with Yahweh, for it is written, He had taken the wise in their own craftiness, man. You know, Christianity, Catholicism, all these things are foolish to Yahweh Bashem Al Shah, man. They hold no weight. What's that one? Man, my phone. I think it's how it goes. Let's see. I just want to see if I can get this right here. Just get this. I'll just get this one. There's another one, I don't know if I can post it under this, under this lesson, man. In the description, but this is the book of Proverbs, chapter 31, verse 10. Who can find a virtuous? No, Salaki, this isn't even it, man. Salaki, let's go. Let's see, I got it right here. Hold on, let's see. Romans 11:7, man. No. Salaki, I just had a screenshot of this, man. Call I shot the book of Proverbs, chapter 8, verse 11, and it reads, For wisdom is better than rubies, and all the things that may be desired are not to be compared to it. And the Lord blessed us with this knowledge, man. It is far, it says right here, it is for wisdom is better than rubies, and all things that may be desired are not to be compared to it, man. Anything in the world, man, any materialistic things, man, is not compared to the knowledge of Yahweh and Ba'ashim Yahushai, and He chose us to push this truth, man. I don't know, we're the elect, man. But with that, I hope this lesson was edifying to the elect. I'd like to give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim Kakodash, Shalom.